Okay, what is up, guys? I'm going to explain to you how to apply to jobs, especially for tech roles, which a lot of people are messing up because they don't know how to do. I have terrible audio in this video, but it doesn't matter. The knowledge you gain from this, priceless. Thank me already. So first off, we're going to start with Canadian and then US jobs. So this is going to be pretty generic, so watch this section as well. When you're applying for a job, it's important to know what filters you want to put on LinkedIn, basically. So searching up new grad here is actually a terrible idea because it filters your list to like a tiny amount. What you want to do is look into your niche. So if you don't know what your niche is yet, then you can just do software engineer. So if you don't know your niche, do software engineer. But do your niche first, apply to a bunch of jobs, and then when you're done and you can't find any more, apply to software engineer as general. Or if you don't want to work in your niche, which was why I was okay with my niche, but I wanted to try different things. That's why I went for software engineer first. So look, Android jobs, if you're in Canada, there is a lot less competition, but there's a minuscule amount of good jobs. So what you want to do is, first off, when you first start applying, you want to do the past week. So you want to do the past week because you're just starting out, you don't know anything. And then every single day after that, you want to do past 24 hours and apply to the jobs. Now, experience level, you can do entry, associate. If you're an intern, just do intern. That's about it. And then look at this. You found a job 2 days ago, 100 applicants. Apply to all of these jobs. And you can kind of filter out mentally, like what's the garbage companies. Fidelity is actually a good company, but like Texas Instruments, good company. But some of these, like you'll see them, like all equip repair services, platinum trailers, maybe that's not the best company. It's also in like a place where you probably wouldn't want to work. Now, for American jobs, what's important is the US is massive, okay? So what you want to do is you want to filter your searches by the top tech cities. So we have New York, SF, Cali, Seattle, and like Texas. I don't even do Texas because like I never think about applying out there, but I mostly do New York and Cali. Those two are the big tech spaces where you can find jobs, and you can filter this to software engineer. Okay, so this is how you're gonna apply to jobs, and the main idea is if you apply first, chances are your resume will actually be looked at. Otherwise, if you're like a week in, they have listing out for a week, you're probably not getting looked at. So another note on this, so when you do like past 24 hours, some jobs say it was like reposted 24 hours ago. From my personal experience, honestly, skip those jobs. If it's reposted 5 hours ago, like screw that, you're probably not getting looked at. Brain Trust is a pretty cool company though, honestly, damn. That's pretty sick. Okay, but anyways, moving on. Yeah, skip reposted jobs. They're reposted because they have a ton of resumes already to look at, so you don't want to apply there. Another hack, easy apply. Easy apply is literally my favorite because like when I was burnt out from applying to jobs, I just did easy applies. So look at this, senior jobs. What is this? Okay, it doesn't even matter because it's easy apply. If it's easy apply, you just go here, easy apply. It's like a few clicks to apply. So next, blah, blah, and you're done. Yeah, honestly, we can even send in the information. Done. Yeah, like that is the fastest way to apply for a job, right? Okay, so that's easy apply, nice hack. Now, the big hack, if you want to work at a startup, honestly, low-key, terrible hours, not that much pay, but you learn a lot, and like the company usually are pretty cool. So there's like good and bad to it. If you want to work at a startup, it's actually insanely easy to get interviews, okay? You just need one, which is a good pitch, and you need an email strategy. So you want to look for companies with like less than, not even 1 to 10, just like 15 people. So if you have less than 15 people in your company, do you know what that means? You don't have a hiring department. You're honestly probably contracting people out for hiring, or you're just doing it yourself. So a lot of co-founders, their full-time job is just hiring people. So when you're in Y Combinator jobs, so ycombinator.com, oh shit, it was right there. Okay, when you're in this jobs page, they say, oh, send them your pitch, like why are you interested in this company? Let me tell you, personally, they don't give two shits why you're interested in this company. All they care about is, are you competent? They want to see like, are you a good engineer? Oh, I shouldn't say shit, I'm fast, but it's pretty tiring. Okay, so you create a profile. You can only apply to like 7 of these a week, like 7 or 8, but there's a hack to get around this, which I'll tell you later. But the idea is you want to pitch. So this is a pitch I made for my friend. Hi, my name is blank. I graduated from blank with a bachelor's in blank this past April. I'd like to work with you guys. And when you say you graduated last April, they want to see like you're somebody with the startup mentality, so you're always doing stuff. You shouldn't just say like, oh, I was just vacationing for 6 months, 2 months, whatever, bro. But if it's 6 months, it's crazy. You want to say you were like working on open source projects, you're building something out that got users, something interesting to show you're like a fast moving person. And even if you don't have that, a lot of these people will still interview you. So a little about me, I've done internships at blah, 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 blah. Over the past, blah, 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 I've been working on this, founding engineer on this. It could just be a small project. As long as you have some users, it's pretty cool. Or even as long as it's something that makes it cool. Users are cool. Using AI is cool. Using tools that they use is cool. Anything cool, you're good. This is my last generic line. I have a great deal of experience in both established companies and the startup space, meaning I have insight into how your users would think, along with being able to move at the speed a startup requires. All of these startups are obsessed with speed, and you gotta tell them what they wanna hear. All they wanna hear is you're gonna work weekends, you're gonna work extra hours, you want to work with people who are smart and they work hard, and you don't wanna work with lazy people at big tech companies. Like, I'll expose some game right here. Dude, honestly, I just tell these companies exactly what they want to hear. So one company, they were saying we work Saturdays and we work till 9 p.m. I said, that's perfect. I hate working with lazy people. These FANG company engineers just get comfortable, which is partly true. Do I want to work till 9 p.m.? Absolutely not. But I'll say it because it'll get me the job. These are the filters you want to use for YC, engineering, 0 to 1 years of experience. I just like do all of US. So now after YC limits the amount of jobs you can apply to, like don't even bother applying to jobs with more than 50 people. Chances are you'll get filtered out. Instead, so this is a company that I was telling my friend to apply to, Casca, right? Wait till it loads. Casca, let's look at it. Hey, AI agents for banking. Honestly, don't work in banking. It's a pretty degenerate field. Just because the interest, and if you look at like Islamic finance, stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. Let's look at the team size. 6 people, perfect. Now we can find the founders quite easily. Let's go to their LinkedIn page and let's look at the people page. Wait till it loads. And in the people's page, you can get all of the like people in the company and see what roles they are. Basically, what I would do is I would find out what their email template was, which is usually their first name at gmail.com. So people, okay. Did they not show it? Yeah, these are people I may know. Where are these people? Jobs, people. Okay, it doesn't matter. As long as you have the founders' emails, that's usually good enough for these small companies. So one person I found was Lucas Haffer. Let me guess what his email is for his work email. It's probably lucas@cascading.ai. So whatever their domain is, so cascading.ai. If you guys don't know about emails, that's kind of how they work. They're tied to a website domain. So find out whatever their domain is and then their first name. Because founders, they're usually like pretty arrogant. They want to do like first name at Gmail, and then everyone else is first name to last name. That's not all founders, okay? But that's a lot of them. Because they're like, yo, you guys were here first. You guys are on a first name basis. Basically, you want to send them an email, and then in the BCC, send like every other variation. So it's like first name dot last name, first letter of the first name, last name at gmail.com, or not at Gmail, whatever their domain is. There's websites where you can find like what the emails are, but usually you can just guess. First name, last name, first name, first letter of first name, and then last name, first name and first letter of last name. It's like a few variations and you're good. You can make a script to generate them. So this whole scheme you can run with any startup incubator. A16Z is another example. Now, lastly, Waterloo Works. Waterloo has like an internal job board. This is really, really good because they're, again, less jobs, but they're focused on who they want, which is Waterloo kids. So you have a better opportunity to apply. I was doing this all for my like Waterloo friend. Last thing, spreadsheet of metrics. Okay, look at this. FZO. this is me, this is my brother, this is our friend. Each one of us posts jobs into one spreadsheet, and we track whether or not we applied or not. Some people do like the most stupid things, which is track whether they got rejected. Like by default, you're probably getting rejected. So what's the point in tracking that? It's a huge waste of time. All you should track is what you've applied to. Because out of like 300 applications, I'd probably get like 10 interviews, just because I would apply to like everything. Senior roles, I apply to roles that are a week old, because I was trying to speed run getting a job, and it worked pretty well, honestly. Like, it worked pretty well. I came to like one of my old interviews. I came to a company that I interviewed with in the past, but I still had other interviews with other companies. And the important thing to remember is hiring cycles go up and down. So I remember my friend, he was getting 0 interviews for around 4 weeks. And then all of a sudden he got Meta, he got Amazon, he got like another big company. Same thing with my brother. He was like nothing. And then Twitch, Snapchat, a whole bunch of companies reached out. So these companies have hiring quotas that they get sent out after like earnings. I don't actually know the exact months, which are like the peak hiring cycles. But basically just like apply every day and you'll get a job in like 2 or 3 months. Don't stress about it too much. Hope this helps you guys. Stay tuned for the next video. I know the audio's kind of shit, but it's all good. See you guys.